Let's explore autistic history and the Autism Wars. All right, we're jumping right back into the hearing, the Congressional hearing in 2000, and the testimony of parents are coming up. Parents James Smythe and Shelley Reynolds. And in the last video, we left off after Smythe thanked Congress for his opportunity to speak for his son and the tens of thousands of autistic children around his country, and stated that autism affected millions of people, and those folks included not just parents, but brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and more. The first is that living with these children can be hell. They can destroy your entire home. You cannot keep anything nice around. They will ruin your rugs. They will jump off the furniture. They will move the furniture around the room, push it over, break things, clear counters with one sweep of the arm. And they do all of these things with no malice whatsoever. One cannot take them to friends' homes. One cannot stay overnight at friends' homes. When one is at a friend's or relative's home, they will be worse there because it's a strange environment. After speaking to the hell autistic children cause, Smythe's second statement was to point out that to his knowledge, no one is consistently measuring acquired autism, that new autism that they're talking about here. Not the same as classic autism, but the new autism. He goes on to say, and I would suggest to you that we are now defining autism behaviorally, that certain activity, certain behaviors on the part of these children cause them to be classified as autistic, and then most of the medical community gives up. Smythe speaks to the newly invented late onset autism. Smythe goes on, he says, and there is a difference between classical autism, a child who is born autistic that one knows is autistic, and most doctors have been trained about autism because that is the way they were born. And they show up that way, and this late onset autism that we are seeing, this acquired autism, if you will, the end result is that our educational models are not recognizing that some of these children may in fact just simply be sick. They just simply may be diseased. As a result, we are letting them down, and they are going through the educational system basically being warehoused without any treatment, either medically or educationally. And here we go again. At the end of his testimony, Smythe refers to this subset of autistic children as most likely being responsible for the uptick in autism diagnoses, but not a fact. This is not a fact. This is his belief. It's his belief. And it's being testified to Congress, being aired on C-SPAN, and legitimizing nonsense for us to have to survive. Oh, but there's more. We have Shelley Hendricks, a parent of an autistic and founder of Unlocking Autism. This parent also testified at the autism hearing. What had happened to our beautiful baby boy, and how could we help him? My husband and I decided to become advocates and work for increased funding for autism research and awareness. The answers may not come in time to help our son, but we are hopeful that we can persuade you to see the need for intensive research regarding this disorder, which is affecting more and more children every year. That insistence that there's an uptick. This is not fact. This is parents speaking. Oh boy. So In Liam's case, we have no doubt that he developed his autism as a direct result of an adverse reaction to those MMRs, that preventative routine of medication that helps children live into adulthood. So that's what she's talking about, and she presents her personal belief as evidence in testimony to Congress, being broadcasted on C-SPAN and legitimizing it to people all around the nation. This nonsense. Okay. So through our organization, Unlocking Autism, we have talked with thousands and thousands of parents, from across the country, and their story is the same. Child is normal. Child gets that MMR. Child disappears within days or weeks into the abyss of autism. Oh shit, now they're all writers too. Oh boy, if you doubt me, she states, I invite you to come to the Hear Their Silence rally on April 8th on the mall, where the Open Your Eyes project will be displayed, and view the thousands of pictures that we have called, and realize that 47% of those people who participated believe that these MMRs contributed in some way to the development of their child's autism. They believe. Of course they believe. They're with Rimland. And Lakefield, they have been funneled into those online forums. They've been funneled into that community and culture, and they believe. Strong belief. And they believe so strong that they say it must be a fact. But it's not. Hendricks provided more anecdotes as evidence. Here I go. Parents like me are relying on you to demand that the pharmaceutical companies retrace their steps once again, and that the public health community look at the possibility that these things might indeed not just be a coincidence. All right. She goes on, I know my children, and I know what happened to my son. As far as I'm concerned, the needle that silently slipped into my baby's leg that day became the shot heard around the world. I bet that she was super proud of that sentence. The shot heard around the world. Oh, wow, that's some fancy writing. All right, so with live coverage on C-SPAN, these parents of autistics were able to interject fear into the hearts of many and raise concerns about their own children being snatched by the autism. Fear ruled over facts, and the only autistics in attendance for this were used as a prop. Autistic activists were silenced by the very people who were saying to hear our silence. It really benefited them that we weren't there and we weren't heard. It really benefited them to exclude us. The autism community is included. The autistic community is excluded here in history. And we're going to see this over and over and over again as time goes on. And I'm going to wrap this part up here, and we're going to start with, in the next video, the section titled, It's Going to Take a Revolution. And we're going to go back into an autistic POV here, a point of view, and see what's going on. So thank you very much for joining me and exploring more autistic history and the Autism Wars.